Hello and welcome. Today I'll be presenting a tutorial called Introduction to Online Research. To begin our research process, we must first go to the Jerry Falwell Library. There are several routes you could take. I prefer the most direct one, which is to type www.liberty.edu/library in your browser. In this demonstration, I will show you how to find resources from within our database collection. So let's go ahead and get started. From the library's homepage, select Databases by Name. We will browse the database collection by subject and select Counseling and Psychology. You'll see there are a number of options here, all of which are good choices. We'll scroll down a bit and choose Psych Info for our search today. If you're working off campus, you'll be asked to log in with your regular Liberty University username and password. And here we are at the Psych Info search portal. We are going to walk through a sample search to show you how to begin your search, how to narrow your topic, how to review articles that you have found, and how to access the information you need for your research project. Please understand that PsycInfo is only one of many databases available at the online library. Each database has its own unique interface, so if you use a different database, it will look different from this one, but the steps you'll take in the research process will essentially be the same. Let's talk first about the process of research. To put it simply, research is the process of identifying questions that need to be answered and finding information that helps answer those questions. For the purpose of this demonstration, I'm going to propose this research question. Are infants affected by stress during the prenatal stage of life? Based on this question, search terms I might use are stress, prenatal, and a more specific term related to stress, the word cortisol. As you know, cortisol is produced in response to stress. We could come up with a much longer list, but this will do for now. To illustrate the need for strong specific search terms, I'm going to show you what happens when you use a general term. So in the search box under the words look for, I'm going to type the word stress. I'm telling PsycInfo to look for articles that address the topic of stress. And here's our results. 183,633 articles on the subject of stress. That stresses me out just to think about it. So I'm going to go back to the previous page and try again. Because I know that cortisol production is the body's response to stress, I'm going to enter the word cortisol for my first search term. Because I'm interested in the effect of stress on prenatal development, my next search term will be prenatal development. Scrolling down the page, you'll see other options for limiting your search. I'm going to tell PsycInfo that I only want peer-reviewed journals and that I'm only interested in articles published between 2010 and 2015. That should narrow our search pretty nicely, so I'm going to click on the red search button and see what we have. Now when we look, I still have 95 results for this search, and that's still a few too many to read through. So I'm going to come here to the left margin where there are more options for narrowing my search, and I'm going to choose infant development. That looks like it was a good choice, as we've narrowed this down to just 18 results. At this point, you can take some time to scan the titles of the articles that are listed in your search results to see if any fit within your research goals. So let's look at the first article on the list. The title says Prenatal Meditation Influences Infant Behaviors. That sounds like it might be related to stress and cortisol production in infants. So I'm going to click on the title of the article. And you see that we're given more complete information about the article. I can read the abstract and determine whether or not this is an article that is usable for my research. Now let's look at the other information that is also available here. We have citation information here, the abstract, and the full record display, which gives information about publication, the language, the author, how to get in touch with the author, and so on. If you scroll all the way down to the bottom, you'll see that the author's citations are listed. The record tells us here that there are 32 sources cited in this paper. And this is an excellent place to look for additional resources. As you read through the list, look to see if any of these resources might also work within your research goals. I'm looking here at this record. The title says Prenatal Stress and Brain Development. That looks like it would be a very interesting article in light of my goals. So I will click Psych Info, and you see another record comes up for me to explore with a new article. But I'm going to go back to our original article, and we'll scroll up to the top of the page and move on. There are two things you must obtain in this research process. The first is a copy of the article, and the second is complete information for citing this work. First, let's download a full text copy of the article. Look at the right-hand column and select the link that says Full Text from Publisher. Here you see that we have a full text copy of the article. At this point, you could read the article online, or you can download a PDF copy to save on your computer. To download a PDF, simply click the icon next to the words Download PDF. And there it is. You may save this to your computer hard drive by clicking the Save button down here in the lower right-hand corner. So now we have a copy of the article, and we'll go back to the research portal. Now it's time to find the information we need for our reference entry. All of the information is available here on the main page. You see the author's name, the date of publication, the title of the article, and so on. Frequently, the citation is packaged for you on the website. You are able to choose what citation format you would like it in, and the database provider will actually give you a properly formatted reference entry. We're not so lucky this time, but we can still get all the information that we need. I'm going to zoom in a little bit here to the top of the page, and we're going to click Export, and we see we have selected one citation for export. I'm going to ask for the text-only version and select Citation and Abstract, and then I will tell the computer to export. Now, as you can see, I have all of the information that I need to complete my reference entry when I write my paper. So that is a very handy tool to look for. One other thing I'd like to point out to you is that most articles also have recommendations in the side margin. For example, here we see a link that says Recommended Articles. Let's look at the first title, Effects of Prenatal Stress on Fetal and Child Development. That looks interesting to me. So before I leave this page, I'll select this link, and there you have another article that you can download, and now you have two articles related to your topic. So there you have it. In less than 10 minutes, we have located and downloaded two solid resources for our research project. Don't forget that if you ever need assistance, research librarians are available to help. If you go to the Jerry Falwell Library website, don't forget that if you ever need assistance, research librarians are available to help. Go to the Jerry Falwell Library website and look in the upper right-hand corner, hover over the Assistance link. You'll see a link for online students. And this page contains a wealth of information to help you in your research processes. We have phone numbers that will connect you to our librarians. And if you scroll down below, there are services and research tutorials that are also very helpful. Well, this presentation does not begin to exhaust all that is available through our online library. It will hopefully help you begin your process. Thank you for listening, and I wish you all God's best in your research efforts.